Susan and Chike have been married for years and have two beautiful daughters as kids. Chike, who is a pastor in the church of his branch, and Susan is also a very devoted, supporting pastor's wife. Then we also have Zara and Remy. Zara has been trying to have a child for years of this marriage. Remy, on the other hand, is not bothered and doesn't care whether he has a child in the marriage or not. Zara has gone to hospitals, visits traditional herbalists, done everything possible, checks in hospitals, and also everything in her power to make sure that she has a child in the marriage, but everything always fails. Zara always then begins to get frustrated. Always approached the husband Remy and said, "Why are you not bothered that we don't have kids? Don't you want to have a child? Your family has been disturbing and boring. Why do you look so unbothered about this?" Remy said, "Don't you believe in God anymore? When the right time comes, we will have this child." Zara said, "No, this is not the right time. You need to have this kids now." It's been 4 years, 4 good years. Remy said, "Don't bother, don't worry. We'll have this child when the right time comes." Remy was about to enter supermarket and shockingly he met Susan. Quickly, he recognized her and asked, "Susan, right?" She said, "Yes. Who are you?" Remy introduced himself and said, "We were schoolmates in the university. Don't you remember me, Remy?" "Whoa, Remy, you! I was having a crush on you. We had a thing, right?" Yes, immediately they reconnected and tried to exchange each other's number and also make a date to catch up because it's been years. Susan went home and told the husband that she met one of her colleagues, old colleagues, and for that, it is actually her ex. Chike said, "Okay, that's good. So what happened?" Well, Susan said nothing happened. We are just friends. And Susan said, "Well, nothing happened. We just exchanged numbers and tried to catch up, but nothing serious. You know, I love you." She said, "Well, I trust you. I mean, there's nothing wrong catching up with old friends or even exes." Susan said, "Yes, for sure." After some days, Remy called Susan and they met up in a restaurant, tried to catch up. And then Susan said, "I do not drink anymore." Remy said, "Well, why not? This is just a check-up on each other. It's been years. Drinking a little wine will have no effect on you." Susan really agreed and had all the drinks on that dinner. They chit-chat and waking up to the two of them in a room naked. Susan was shocked and was unhappy and said, "Not just happy." Remy said, "Don't worry. I mean, we are two adults and whatever happened, you know, you will let it go." Susan said, "You don't understand. I am a married woman with kids. My husband is a pastor." Remy said, "Why are you worried? This is just a catch-up. This is just a fling. I'm also a married man. Why are you bothered?" Susan, with regret, dressed up and left. When she got home, she showered and was crying and couldn't hold herself back. She became so guilty of what happened between her and Remy. Chike at the dining table was asking, "Susan, is there anything the problem?" Susan said, "No." "Are you sure? For some days now, you've been very quiet and you're not your usual self. Are you sure there's any problem? Can I help you with anything?" Susan continued to say, "No." In the middle of the night of bed, Susan looked so worried, continued to pray for forgiveness and said, "This is not the way to go." She can't believe that she betrayed her husband this way. Well, guess what? Chike is far asleep. After 3 months, Susan realized she was pregnant. At this point, she knew that this pregnancy was not for her husband, rather it's for Remy. But she didn't confess to the husband. Their husband, Chike, was so happy that they are expecting their child again. This time, Chike was optimistic that maybe this child will be the boy he has ever wanted. Of course, Susan was also happy, pretending to be happy to be precise. At this point, one day, Susan's pregnancy after 8 good months. Then her friend Edna came to the house. Susan was not happy. Edna was so worried and said, Susan, you are not happy that you are going to be having a son? What is the problem? Susan was not ready to talk. She said this pregnancy is just overwhelming and this pregnancy is not like the others. Edna wants to understand what is the issue. Susan was not ready to open up yet. So of course, Edna left that conversation. After 9 months, then Susan gave birth to a very beautiful, cute baby boy. Then later, months on, Chike has been so happy with this boy because he has been wanting to have a boy child. Susan, on the other hand, always look at this boy and always feel guilty, knowing very well that the son does not belong to her husband. One day, whilst they were just ending church service, there was an emergency where Susan carried her son and was running back to the church only to meet the surprise of her life, and that was meeting Remy in the church service. To her surprise, they exchanged quick pleasantries, and Remy said, "Whoa, Susan, you have a son. This son is so cute and looks different from your other children." Quickly, Susan was so angry, but brushed it off and went. Then one day, again, Edna visited Susan to give some items to her children. Then Edna said, "Have you been hearing the gossip in the church? They say your son doesn't resemble your husband or any of your children." "Well, I always dismiss that conversation or that gossip, but I just want you to know if you are aware of that gossip." Susan said, "Why are you telling me?" Quickly, Susan was angry and was in defensive mode. Again, Edna dismissed that conversation. Then one day, as things went on and on and on, then Remy realized that no, it seems like that son may be his. So with that conversation, thinking and calculating how old that boy was and how old he had an intercourse with Susan, he went back to the church and this time around have the child once again, exchanging cute pleasantries, and took the sons or the boy's hair for DNA tests. After several weeks, the result came out and he realized that that son is his. He wasted no time at all and went to Susan's house and told her that, "Look, I know the boy is mine. I want to be the father of the boy." Susan obviously didn't want to fight any longer and said, "How did you know?" And immediately Remy said, "You don't need to even dispute that at all. I took a strand of his hair and did a DNA test and I found out. So I need to let you know that yes, I am the father," which obviously you know already, "but I want to be the father in his life." As they were dragging, immediately Chike heard that conversation, came to the house and said, "Wait, what? What do you mean?" "Well," immediately Remy said, "You're the husband. I want to tell you the truth. Your son is actually mine, it's not yours. Yes, we had a one-night stand, a fling or something. And it resulted, these are the results, these are the DNA test results that prove that this boy is mine and I want to be the father. I don't want to fight. I really want to have the custody of this child." Chike was speechless and asked Remy to leave his house. Remy left and said, "I'll be back, and when I'm back, I'll be the owner of this boy." Susan at this point didn't know what to do. As Susan was trying to explain, Chike fainted. The heartbreak alone could not take it any longer. Next day, Chike was speechless and went into the room and packed his things and left the house for Susan. At this point, Susan begged and begged, but Chike was not ready to listen. Immediately after all of this was happening, Zara also found some messages on Remi's phone and realized that no, there's something fishy. After reading the messages, she went into the email and realized that Remi has a son. Zara could not believe it, and immediately she had to also confront the husband and said, wait, Remi, you have a child with another woman and it's not me. After waiting all these years, fighting, and always letting you know that having a child will make us bond together, this is what you have to say? Immediately Remi said, it was a one-night thing. My ex, we met and it just happened. We didn't plan it. So you are admitting you cheated on me? Zara could not believe it. She broke out angrily. After all this has been going on, everyone being betrayed in this circumstance, Zara scheduled a meeting with Susan, and immediately that dinner date, Zara said, so, you are the one, you are the ex who have a child with my husband. You destroyed my home, I'm sure you destroy yours as well. I'm not here to fight you, but at this point, all I can say is I wish you all the best. And after destroying my marriage, I don't know about yours, but I'm leaving him for you. And Susan walked out. Susan was sorry, apologized, but Zara was not ready to listen. Of course, Zara just allowed Susan to leave. After this, Chike also came back to the house and gave Susan divorce papers and said, look, this has destroyed his reputation as a pastor. A cheating scandal and everything she has done has damaged everything he has worked for, and because of that, they are not going to be an item anymore. So, this is the divorce paper she needs to sign. Susan apologized, pleaded, asked for forgiveness, but Chike refused. Days later, Remi came to the house and Susan said, look, we need to have a conversation, decent conversation. Now you know you are the father of this boy, so I'll allow you to have your interaction and also have contact with him. And you have all the right, but I'm not going to fight you at all. But you and I can never be. Even though your wife says she's divorcing you and my husband is leaving me, you and I can never be an item. I know that's what she wanted. You told me, but we can never be.
Thanks for watching this recap. This channel brings you the best Nollywood movies. We save you time and money. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos for more movie recap.